what it proposes is a paradigm shift where we understand that if we want to get towards more food sovereignty, it's really important that we start growing year-round, locally. And I think the book not only tells the how-to, but it demonstrates that it's possible and that it's desirable. And it's desirable for the people that eat the food, but it's also desirable for the growers that can really help their bottom line that way. And so I think all in all, it's important work. So Catherine was at FQT Farm, one of the first year trainee in what, 2018? 18, so 5 years, 6 years ago?
5 years ago.
So that's where we met. We did 1 year together and a second year. And then Catherine left to finish her agronomy master's, a master's in agronomy.
Agronomy
degree. And then she came back at the farm, and now she's the lead. She's the manager of all the crops. She's the directors of
vegetable production.
Vegetable production, and we've been doing a lot of field trial together on winter farming in these greenhouses here.
We've been doing experiments since I was first here in 2018 at the farm here. We started with only leaf vegetables such as arugula. Arugula and mustards and things like that. And then as we were doing those experiments, we saw that we had great results, and we've diversified our winter production from that point on. And now we're growing more than 20 vegetables in our greenhouses in the winter. We've always wanted to have 12 months of production, so we had to find strategies and methods that would allow that. That we want to offer local vegetables all year around. So we had to kind of find these methods for ourselves so that we could achieve that goal.
And retain a lot of the employees that we have at the farm so that they would have employment also in the winter months. Plus, we have these greenhouses that are really fully occupied in the summer, spring, summer, and fall, but in the winter, if we're not growing in them, they're not really useful.
Also, we said that the demand was there. We had our restaurant clients that they're serving food all year round, but we were stopping, let's say in October, but then they wanted to have more vegetables. So now we can meet that demand with our winter production. The light. In Quebec, the light goes down very quickly in the fall. So we have to grow vegetables in the fall so that when there's low light, they're already grown. So to find that timing is the biggest challenge I find that we have in growing vegetable in the winter, because otherwise the cold is not so much, it doesn't stop us. It's really the light availability.
And I will also add that the trials take a full year. So we plant something with the certain spacing, with the certain variety in a certain time. If it's not a success, we have to wait a full year to try it again. So
you only have one shot, because your growing is done in the fall, and then if it's a miss, you cannot repeat it because there's no light to grow it. So you have to wait another year to try it again. If a grower wants to start a winter production, I would say that they have to just start, because they will succeed, I'm sure of it. They just have to start doing experiments and also start from knowledge from experiment growers. So they have to have like a first calendar of someone that they know that they are doing winter production, and then start from there, and it will work.
That was our goal when we wrote the book, was to pass along the results of our tests, the game plans that we know work, so that other growers could start from there and get some success, and then perhaps evolve, develop their own, but start with the information, I think is my information. Yeah. Read the book, actually. I think that would be safe to say. It's a good advice.
Buy the book.
Buy the book, read the book. Well, yeah, we've been following these things, test and trial. Makes a difference, you know.
We've done a lot of errors. So now we are giving that knowledge that the people don't have to make those mistakes that we've made and can be quite costly. So now they have like a jumping start,
A jump start
on their production with the book. So if growers read the book, they really will have a jump start on their production. So they won't have to make the same mistakes that we've made here. They already have a production plan that is cohesive and that will work if they start from that point. And then when trying it, they will find new things and new techniques that will work in their context. But they already have they don't start from 0, they start from 50 or 100.
Really, like Catherine is saying, the challenge with winter farming is not starting off wrong. So if you start right or semi-right, you get somewhere. If you start off, if you plant after October 20th, you get nowhere. If you plant October 10th, you get somewhere. But you need to know these things. And so that's the whole idea with the book, is to pass along what we've learned, what we've read also, and then kind of experimented with, because there's a lot of information out there.
So we've built a book, so we give an introduction of what's done in the past. So in doing the book, we've seen that growing vegetables in winter was not a new idea. We had it, our ancestors were already doing it, but we've lost that knowledge with importing vegetables from the south. So we're kind of giving the history of growing vegetables in the winter, and then we're giving the kind of the theory around it. So how light works, how the cold affects vegetable growth. And then we're really going deep in the techniques of growing winter vegetables. So you really have all the steps to succeed in growing these vegetables, and we really go in detail.
Yeah, we also go with the tools that we use, some of the spacing for each of the crops, which crops works when, how. We look at irrigation, fertilization. We look at how to deal with insects and disease. So it's a complete manual. And yeah.
We also go into season extension, how to bridge the gap between seasons. So how to always have vegetables on your offer and in these shoulder seasons. And we also teach about the fall garden, so how to have a successful fall harvest. And we go deep into these vegetables, how to store them in the winter, how to harvest them. So it's really how to have a year-round production.
Our hope with this book is that what we've learned will be acquired by others who wants to do this, and perhaps even take it a bit further. But it's really just about sharing. And, we were privileged, Catherine and I, to have this research farm here to do experiments. And big part of me when I started this farm was to be able to pass on information and really test and trial. So at least that's my hope.
My hope with this book is that growers in the north not only grow vegetables in summer, but also in winter, so that there's a whole new model of production where we never stop giving vegetables to our community and our customers. So, and that this method becomes like a new hegemony.
Yeah.
So that's my hope for the book.
Really have an impact on food sovereignty, to be able to produce, and also perhaps to blow away the myth that because it's freezing outside, you can't grow year round. You can.
Yeah, we want to show that growing vegetables in the winter is not only possible, it's easy and it's not expensive to do so. You can do it with very little infrastructure and resources.
Fun fact about Catherine is she laughs a lot and she's very rigorous. So I'm more kind of intuitive and butchy. Comment on dit butcher?
Mais c'est pas vrai, sloppy.
I'm not sloppy, but I kind of, the facts are sometimes, I play with the facts.
Cut corners.
I cut corners. Catherine doesn't. And so I really appreciate her for that.
What you maybe don't know is Jean-Martin is like a bull in a china shop. So when he comes to the farm, he wants to change things and make things better, but sometimes ball break.
he leaves the irrigation valves open.
Yeah. What's coming for me the next year, I really want to find new vegetables that we can grow in the winter. I've found that there's many more that we can grow that we don't know about. There's a lot of Asian vegetables that we don't eat in Quebec or maybe not elsewhere that we can grow and will grow in the winter. So I really want to demonstrate there's a high diversity that can be grown in the cold. So that's what's on the horizon for me. But also I want to find new ways to heat greenhouses ways that are carbon neutral. So we're working with a university to do so. We're testing new methods such as geothermal energy, also electrical energy. These ways are more sustainable than what we're using right now, which is propane gas, which is not carbon neutral. So we want to find new ways to heat these greenhouses. And
we've really worked hard to diminish the heating cost. And we've set the benchmark to heating the greenhouses minimally for certain crops, not heating for others. And anytime that we heat, we do it in a very specific way. We heat at certain moments with regards to light, and we diffuse the heat. And you know, we've worked on a lot of new ways to use the energy better in the greenhouse, but I think our goal would be to even step it further and really go carbon neutral eventually. And so we're exploring that.
So our winter sales are about a fifth of our summer sale, but we also do these revenues on lesser surface and then also with a smaller team. So this production is really low input, but with high rewards, let's say, because we have harvests that are continuous in the winter, but we put in very little work. So for that reason, it can be quite a good solution for how you work in the winter.
The taste between what we grow in the summer and the winter is, it's incredible how the winter and the cold really creates, I don't want to say a new vegetable, but it's different. The tastes are so superior, the textures are different, and people notice it. And a carrot that was frozen in the ground that's eaten afterward is just so amazing. Same thing with the lettuces, same thing with the spinach, really, really tasty. And so a lot of the chefs that we work with, they're totally blown away by the quality of what we grow because of the cold. And so it's just about how to harness it so that the crop doesn't get bruised or injured or damaged, but still gets the benefit of getting some cold, getting some freeze even. And so that's always the sweet spot that we've been working to find. So really what we do here is not just for Quebec or northern climates, because anywhere, let's say in the continental US where they have light, which becomes the limiting factor, because our greenhouses, you know, deals with the cold, but the light is really what you need to work with. And so the work that we do here at the farm will benefit growers from all the horizons if they're growing in low light conditions. Different spaces in the continental US, Canada, even Europe.
If you're hearing about the book now, it's the perfect timing because you can read it and make your mind about it in the winter. And then in May, you can start your crop planning and order seeds. So this is the perfect timing to kind of learn about winter growing.
Winter farming starts in the spring, so you need to be well prepared.
Yeah, you need to think six months ahead, like in your summer season. So you really have to get going in May to make sure that you have a well-planned winter season.